Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. I'm Yahua, a PhD candidate in Australia, but now I'm filming this video in China. I have been back in China for a little while now, and I think I'm going through some low-key reverse culture shock. The first things I notice is the number of smombies, short for smartphone zombies, which refers to people walking with their heads down, completely focused on their phone. In some of my past videos, I show footage of public space in Melbourne, and someone on Bilibili left a comment asking why is no one on their phones. At that time, I didn't quite get it until I came back to China and saw just how many smombies there are in public. In Melbourne, it's common to see people reading books, chatting with friends, or just doing nothing when they're on public transport. But here in China, on a train, on the road, even on scooters, most people are looking at their phones. Maybe that's part of the reason China's digital economy has developed so fast. Smartphones are incredibly convenient, but I also wonder, when we rely on them so much, are we also losing something? The second thing I have noticed is just how lively the streets are, especially with all the street stalls. When I came back to China in 2023, I saw a few vendors around, but this time there seemed to be twice as many. It makes the streets feel so vibrant and full of life. There are lots of food stalls, of course, but I also saw street barber shops. I was like, wait, is this a new type of economy or like a throwback trend? My mom told me the other day those hairdressers can't afford to rent a shop, so they set up by the roadside and offer cheaper services. But let me know in the comments, do you see this kind of thing in your city, or is it just like a local Nanning or Guangxi kind of thing? Next, I want to talk about the social side of things. When I was in Australia, I got used to a quiet solo lifestyle. My social circle is also small and simple. I mostly hang out with the same group of friends. But now that I'm back in China, I've been thrown into a high-intensive social life. As I'm living with my parents now, so our social circles also overlap. I've been catching up with my old friends, relatives, but also my parents' friends. I'm still adjusting to being back in a society where social connections are so important and trying to squeeze in some me time in between all the gatherings. Aside from seeing lots of people, I have also been buying a lot of stuff. E-commerce in China is just the next level. It's so fast and so convenient. If you ever watched live stream shopping, you know how intense it is. Deals happening every second and shops running around the clock like they never sleep. In Australia, I consider myself pretty low on material desires. Things are expensive there, so I only bought stuff when I really needed it. But now that I'm back, I find myself constantly converting prices to Australian dollars and thinking, wow, this is such a good deal. So recently, I've been buying not just what I need, but also what I want. Like my new coffee machine, and no regrets, I love it. Funny thing is, just when everyone's talking about cutting back on spending, I have somehow entered my consumption upgrade era. Yeah, and I kind of feel bad now. That said, not everything is cheaper in China. Some Western influence culture like drinking coffee, having brunch, or doing Pilates are actually expensive if you consider the average local income. For example, if I wanted to maintain the exact same lifestyle I have in Melbourne, I would probably end up paying similar prices in China. Pilates classes here are only slightly cheaper depending on where you go, but overall, it's still considered a luxury. People even call it a noble women's exercise. That's why I now just do Pilates at home on a mat, following online videos, and it works just fine, especially after realizing how pricey studio classes can be. Alright, that's pretty much what I have noticed lately. In general, life in China is very comfortable. It's where I grew up, where I feel safe and relaxed. If Australia taught me how to slow down and enjoy the moment, then China is teaching me how how to grow, how to move fast, adapt quickly, and stay connected to people and the pace of life around me. It's not always easy switching between these two different modes, but I think that's part of what makes life interesting. Alright, that's all for today. Let me know if you have experienced reverse culture shock in the comments. Thanks for watching and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!